What's up, Dragon Nation? I'm Rich with Dragon Nation Gaming. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Some of you may recognize the contraption behind me. This is the Inchworm. This is a tunnel boring machine, an automated tunnel boring machine, which actually digs through a mountain and builds a platform at the same time. It also gets rid of all the conveyors. We need to actually build this on the server, but not exactly this. There's a few reasons we cannot build this, but yeah, there's a little bit to talk about. Let's go ahead and get this started. Alright, I'm not going to go into too much detail about how this thing works or how I built it. I just wanted to showcase it real quick, and I did test it. The damn thing still works. I built this like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and yeah, the damn thing still works. Alright, so what it does is it just digs through a mountain with the drills. It does have projectors which project the conveyors. Those drills are turned off, but they still make noise. Space engineers. So it digs through a mountain. The projector actually builds the conveyors so that way the whole system can ride on conveyors to give me a truly straight tunnel. Then what it does is it builds the platform behind it. And then the grinders will grind down the conveyors, but not too much so the whole thing doesn't fall. It's actually kind of cool this thing still works after all this time. There are a few issues though, a few things that we will have to figure out. One, the size is way too big. The tunnel that I need to build on the server is a little bit smaller. This whole system is made for a tunnel that is, what is that, 13 by 7. No, 7 by 13. Whichever one. So it's 7 high and 13 wide. The tunnel that I want to put on the server is only going to be 4 high and 11 wide. So we're going to have to make this a little bit more compact. Also, we do not have projectors. I have not unlocked those yet on the server, so we won't be able to automate the system. But I still need the tunnel, and this is the best way to get a nice straight tunnel. The fastest and easiest way to do that. So since we're going to have to make this a little bit smaller, I got to try a new design. Hopefully this is going to work. There have been changes since the last time I tried to do something like this to Space Engineers. So we'll see if we can't figure that out. So what we're going to start with is I need a conveyor junction. I need 2 of them actually. And those are going to be... I'm trying to remember how to build the damn thing. Alright, so this is going to need to be a merge block. Now, the reason I use merge blocks is merge blocks are handy in many different ways. One, when 2 merge blocks connect to one another, it creates, it turns the subgrid into a part of the main grid. And that's what we need to happen in order for the projectors to actually project an image and be welded by the welders. Now, we don't have to worry about that with this contraption because of our limitations, but the thing is the merge block is a hard connection and the connector is a soft connection. That means that every once in a while, how can I explain this? The collision mesh for the connector is a little wonky. You can't get a hard connection, and so that way you can't make sure that you always have a straight tunnel. With the merge blocks, you always have a flush connection, so your contraption is always going level. It's kind of important. I've seen people use it with connectors, but I don't really trust that too much. Alright, then what we need is we need to figure out all the lengths and everything, and I think, if I remember correctly, we need conveyors that go 7 long. Just like that, and then another conveyor junction. And of course on the edge of that we're going to have another merge block. This is what I need in order to connect the front. So this will be the back of the contraption, the connections. The connectors, so that way I can pass resources through. Now, on the server, mining is not allowed. We're not allowed to mine and use the ores to make components. So what I have to do in order to make sure that I'm not cheating is build a hopper system. We're going to get rid of all the stone, so that way I can't use any of it to make components and build with. So I need to figure that out. Probably I'll do it right out of the back end right here. But in order for the contraption that moves forward, we need to connect it to a connector so that way the stone can pass through and go to the hoppers. Alright, next thing we need to do is go ahead and start the contraption. I need to actually, hold on, let me do this real quick. So I need to make sure that everything is named. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name the stuff that's already built. I'm going to name that no. So that way it's easy for me to find the ones that I do need to configure here in a minute. So no. There we go. Alright, so what we're going to need is we're going to need another merge block. And then another connector. We're going to go ahead and turn it this way, connect it to the merge block so that way it's stable. Alright, then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and name that merge block and connector. So control panel. Alright, that's a no. So we'll go ahead and name this rear, because these will be the rear connector and the rear merge block. This one. So rear. There we go. Alright, so we still need stuff to be able to pass through the connectors, so we are going to need a conveyor system. So this should be the right height. Like I said, I need to make this a 4x11, which it looks like. Starting with those, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're good. Alright, so now that we have that, what we need to do is we need a way of this whole thing to extend so it can walk forward. The way we do that is with these pistons right here, but I need to double check something real quick. I need to check the max distance and the minimum distance. So the max distance is 9.5, the minimum is 2.0. Alright, so just 2. Alright, let me go ahead and grab a piston. And that's only going to be set to the last piston. So 1, 2. So after testing this for quite some time when I was first trying to build this thing, I figured out that 3 is the most you want to use. Anything less and this thing takes forever. And you also have to build a lot more components. With 3, or if I try to do 4, the whole thing would be too unstable and it wouldn't be able to stay steady to build that tunnel. So 3 seemed to be the perfect number. So let's go in here. I need to go ahead and take those pistons. We're going to put those to shear inertia tensor. I need to go ahead and also change the max impulse of each one, but I'll show you why here in a second. But for right now, what we need to do is we need to go to this piston, the one on the end, and change the max distance. Oh, control, left click, there we go. Change that to 9.5 and the minimum to 2. Alright, let's go ahead and get a battery on this thing, get some power real quick. So, battery. There we go. Now, the reason I need this one to have a minimum and maximum is the minimum distance needs to connect to that merge block. So we're going to go ahead and add U, and then a merge block for that. This is the front of the connection, or the contraption. So merge, there we go. Then what I need to do is I need to go ahead and name that merge block. So merge, and that is going to be this one. That is going to be the forward merge block. So now this should make it simple for me to find those when I need to. Alright. So now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and turn the forward merge block off. And then we need to go ahead and extend that piston to its minimum. So let's go ahead and reverse. Wait for it to get to 2 and then come back. So that way all the pistons are now going in the same direction. They're all trying to retract. So when I extend them, they all extend at the same time. And as you see, now we do have a connection. There is going to be one little issue though. Well, let me do this real quick. I need to go ahead. Well, actually, let's lock. Yeah, I need to lock those connectors. So, connector rear. Lock that, so that way the resources can pass through the stone that we can get rid of. And there we go. Alright, now what I need to do is I need to go ahead and get all the drills on it. Now, with the weight on the front, the pistons are going to have a really hard time getting this thing to move forward. So let me get a drill. Alright, so this whole thing needs to be 11, so we need to go out another 5 this way. And a 5 this way. So right there is 11. Then it also needs to be 4. So we need to go down 3 more, right there. Alright, so what I definitely want to do is I don't want the drills right up against the merge block. Because when these two merge blocks merge, that means this drill right here is going to merge to that merge block. And the whole thing is going to be one stationary grid. So I need to bring it forward so that way we don't have any interference and stuff isn't connecting that we don't want to connect. So now all we do is we would turn on the drills and then we would extend the pistons. So let me find those. Did I set those up in a group? No, I did not. So piston. Oop. Save. Alright, so the first issue we're going to have, because of the weight that is on the front, the pistons are going to sag, which means it's going to create a little bit of friction, and if I'm right, the pistons will not move. So let's see if I'm right. So reverse. And then of course I also need to go ahead and change the speed. Yeah, see, they just stop. I also need to change the speed on them so that way the drills have time to go through the voxel. So I'll probably change those to a speed of 0.1, which seems to work pretty well. Alright, let's go ahead and grab those pistons. And what I need to do is I need to turn up, I think it's the non-axis. I need to turn that up just a little bit. And there we go. Alright, so that part will be a little bit automated. It'll do it on its own. What I need to do by hand is I need to build the next conveyor system to connect to that merge block. That's why I have this piston set to a maximum of 9.5. Let's actually see if I'm correct about that. So now we also still need a place for the ass end to connect, which is going to be this right here. So it needs to be 4. Altogether 4 conveyor junctions and then 7 conveyors. There we go. And then a conveyor junction. So the issue that we're going to have now is I need a merge block to connect the front. But I'm not going to have room because the pistons are sagging. Even with inertia tensor on, I won't be able to place it. So what I need to do is this piston right here, I'm going to go ahead and change the name so it's easy to find. I'm going to change it to adjust. And then I'm going to go ahead and reverse it. So that way now when I reverse it, I should have enough room to go ahead and put in that merge block. But then there's going to be another problem. Let's go ahead and extend this piston back up. So reverse. And they should line up almost perfectly. There it is. So now the whole system, we just need to go ahead and I think this is going to blow up. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens. Merge block. Forward. Here we go. Turn it on. Yep. That's what I was afraid of. I think we're still functional though. That's an issue that I do need to figure out the solution. I think what happened was when I built the whole thing, since I'm in creative, let's grab this. Go ahead and repair all the broken stuff. Alright, there we go. Alright, so I think what happened was when I put in that merge block and that merge block right there, they were too close to one another, and they were occupying the same space. So I think that's the issue that we had, and the whole reason the whole thing just collapsed. But we should be able to continue. What I need to do now is I need to disconnect the rear. So we're going to go rear. First, we need to go ahead and unlock the connector. The merge block, we need to shut that off. And now the whole thing should be able to move forward. If we go to the pistons, we should be able to reverse. Oh, did I lose power? Is the battery gone? Yes, it is. Hold on. So, battery. There we go. Now the whole thing is going to reverse. The other issue that we might have, when this thing is moving forward and it gets to this merge block, because the pistons will be going a little bit slower. Yeah, it's fine now because of the speed. We are going to have an issue. They're going to get locked up on that merge block. So what we need to do is go to the pistons, and we need to go ahead and turn up the max impulse axis. And this one I think is the extend, and this one is the retract. I think that's the way it works. What I forgot to do is I forgot to put down the connector in the merge block. Hold on, let me reverse this one real quick. Alright, now that we got that, I need the connector and then the merge block. And then I just need to reverse the whole thing. And then what we'll do when they actually connect, we'll go ahead and turn on the merge block. Make sure you do that first. And then we'll go ahead and lock the connector. So there we go. Alright, so now we need to go to rear. We need to go ahead and turn on the merge block. And then the connector rear, we need to go ahead and lock that. And then we need to go to the merge block. Since now the rear end is connected, we need to go to the forward merge block. Turn that off. And now the whole thing is ready to move forward again. So, yeah, this whole thing with it blowing up, I think that was because I was in creative and I just spawned stuff in. But in survival, when we weld stuff up, we probably won't have that issue. I'll figure out a way to fix that. But there might be some other issues that we will encounter, so let me go ahead and get into survival, get on the server, and we'll see what those issues may be. Alright, so yes, I did encounter one little issue. But as you can see, I did a little bit of digging. I had to build a lot of these conveyors by hand. And pretty soon we're going to run out of resources, so I'll probably have to go get some more. But right here, this is where I want the floor of our base to be. This is going to be the entrance of the base. Now, there is one issue that I have come across that is kind of a newish issue. I've never had this problem before. This is the first time. So let me go into it real quick. So this is not a persistent issue. This issue only happens every once in a while. But when I will turn that merge block on to connect to that merge block, this grid right here becomes a part of the conveyor grid, the stationary grid. And what happens because of the collision mesh of the voxels, sometimes the drill will actually think that it's inside of the voxel and it will not move. So what I have to do is every once in a while when that does happen, I have to come over here to the drills go to info, and make sure that it is converted to a ship, and then it should work. Let's go ahead and run this through one time real quick and see if everything works like it's supposed to. I do need a control, but let's go and do this real quick. Alright, so we need to turn on all the drills. This might be a little bit loud. I'll go ahead and turn everything down. So it is a little bit shaky, so right now it is saying that it is a ship, so it should move forward. We'll go ahead, find the pistons. We'll go ahead and reverse them. And there we go. Alright, so what I'm going to do real quick, just to save a little bit of time, I'm going to wait for this to fully extend. And then what I need to do is I need to build the next segment of conveyors. Which shouldn't take me too long, but like I said, I am running out of resources. So I need to go ahead and do some hunting. I need to go gather some more resources here pretty soon. But so far, it's been working pretty well. But of course, because of that little bug with the voxels, I won't be able to automate this system. That might have to be an issue that I figure out if I ever want to use the Inchworm again. But yeah, let me go ahead and get the next segment set up, and then we'll see if the whole thing works the way I want to. Alright, we'll go ahead and get the forward merge block connected. There we go. There is also another issue. Just one small one. I need to go ahead and disconnect those. So we need to find rear. The connector we need to unlock. The merge block we need to turn off. Find the pistons and reverse. And there it goes. There it goes. All right, so two issues actually. One is that the drills are getting too heavy. I don't have enough connectors to make a hopper. Let me get over here and I'll show you. Ooh, shit. A little bit of rubber banding. We're okay. Alright, so the problem is that the drills are collecting stone faster than I'm dumping them out. We did go ahead and turn down the trash on the server. As you can see, there is some on the ground over there. All the stone is leaking out and hitting my, shit, what did I call it? The dragon wagon. But I have 3 hoppers, or 3 connectors that I'm using as hoppers, and that is definitely not enough. The drills are filling up so fast, and the hoppers are not able to keep up, so the drills are getting really heavy, and the whole thing starts to shake. And then it stops moving forward. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to add a few more hoppers. Did you stop? No, you're still going. So yeah, that's one issue. The other issue is coming up. When the merge block right there tries to connect to that merge block, it doesn't actually connect. So what I need to do is I need to add some weight to it. When you add a block to it, it kind of makes it just jars it a little bit and gets it into place. We'll see if that actually works out. If it ever gets to it. Yeah, the whole system is pretty slow, but you kind of have to have it that slow for the drills to dig. Anytime. At your convenience. We're waiting. So yeah, the whole system is going to take me forever to get this done. Alright, there it goes. Now we need to go ahead and get the rear done. So, rear merge block on. Connector rear block. Alright. Now the drill should be emptying out. We're good. Then I need to disconnect that merge block. So, forward. Off. So as you can see, we did run into the issue. You can see that the drills are not moving. They're not shaking. They're not doing anything. That's because now the drills are considered part of those voxels. So that actually changes it into a station. So what we have to do is not going to let me. Shit. That's not good. So yeah, it's not a perfect system, but it sort of works. So yeah, here's the issue right here. I should have done this. But yeah, what we have to do is we have to kind of mess with it a little bit, get some weight on it. And yeah, I gotta weld those up. It didn't work this time. Of course, when I'm recording, it doesn't freaking work. Alright, 9. Oh, it's because of the connectors. Hold on. I need to go ahead, connect the forward, turn that back on. There we go. Grab the rear. There it goes, now connected. Alright, now we need to redo this. So, rear, connector. We need to lock. And then the forward merge block. We need to turn that off. Oh, there it goes. It's shaking again. So yeah, we figured out that one. So I need to go ahead and get rid of these blocks real quick. That way, nothing interferes. Alright, so that's the hassle that I've been messing with. Not too much of a hassle. I mean, it's stuff that I could easily figure out. But it is going to take a little while. What I wanted to do is I wanted to get this thing about 500 meters deep. So that way, actually, where's my grinder? 8. There we go. I want to dig 500 meters for right now. Probably deeper later on, but in the beginning, that's all we're going to need. We just need a place to dock up all of our vehicles and any atmospheric ships that we need to build. Which brings me to tomorrow's, or the next episode, not tomorrow's, it might not be tomorrow's. The next episode, we need to go ahead and find a way of building these conveyors a little bit faster. That means we're bringing back the king crab. Haven't built that thing in a long time and have no idea if it's even going to work. But yeah, we'll have to figure out in the next episode. Until then, make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.